Good afternoon, and welcome to Talk with Dr. Linda Jordan. Happy Thursday. Hopefully, everyone's having a fantastic day. Today, I have a special guest for you. I have Lori Lyons, who is the CEO of, make sure I get this correct, Igniting Your Business. Lori is a marketing guru, and so we're going to welcome Lori to the stage. Hello, Lori.
Hello. Hi there, everybody.
How's it going today?
It is going good. It is going,
If your day's
it's
been any
Thursday.
crazy like mine, yeah.
Yes, it's Thursday. It's Thursday.
It's Thursday. Can't wait for
Yeah.
tomorrow,
I
Friday.
know, I know, right?
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you.
Yes, it's been a while. Can't believe we have not had a chance to do a Facebook Live together. So
I know, but we did get to meet in
we did get to
person.
meet in
We did,
person
yes,
after
and
what
that was so
over
exciting.
2 years.
Yeah, yeah,
That's amazing. And
I
I
know.
met
It was
someone
so
that
fun.
knows you the other day. Can't remember who it was. Oh my goodness. Someone you referred to me. Oh goodness, it just left my brain. But anyway, we
Well,
met.
anyway,
She lives in Raleigh.
he.
She,
Melissa,
and maybe it's Melissa.
Susan,
Susan.
Susan. Okay.
Susan. She lives in North Carolina. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, let's put it that way.
So Susan and I have connected. So thank you for that introduction.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
And for those listening, that's the most important thing about networking is you never know who's going to know someone that could know someone else in your area that you never knew about. So that's the
Exactly.
most important thing of connecting. Yes,
Exactly.
you're in Atlanta, right?
I'm right outside of Atlanta. Yes.
And she's in North Carolina, and we didn't know each other, but you guys knew each other.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah.
And I don't even know. We met, I think we connected because she was a sponsor at an event and I liked what she had to say. And I think we kind of reached out. So, you know, with the online world for the last couple of years, people can be anywhere and you can connect. So it's
You
really
can be
cool.
anywhere.
Yes.
Absolutely. So that's the beauty of it. Awesome. Well, so thank you for that introduction.
You're very welcome. Anytime. Anytime.
So for those listening, it's Lori Lyons. Lori, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in business.
Yeah. Well, let's see about myself. How much time do we have? No.
It's not
um,
an all-day series.
well, darn, I'll make it quick then. No, I started, I started out as a teacher and then left teaching and around, through a series of things, back in the mid 90s, I left a business and started my own business because I discovered I was paying him 50% of my profit. I was a commission salesperson, paying him 50% of my profit. And all he was doing was handling my receivables and payables. And I thought, well, that's a lot of money and I can do that. And I had the computer. He didn't. We
Oh
typed
goodness.
invoices on like with carbon paper and I'd get a copy and they'd get a copy. And so I had everything on computer. I'm like, well, heck, I can do that in a whole lot of time. so,
Right.
so I left and I started my own business. So that was in 94. And, that was when, before entrepreneur and the gig economy, that was, nobody knew about that. So I was working in my basement and that was weird because you're like, wait, you don't go to an office, you don't have a house. I mean, you don't go somewhere. I'm like, yeah, I work in my basement in a closet actually. And so I had a very successful business working out of the closet in my basement for years. And I then in 2006, this thing called internet had really gotten big and wasn't going to go anywhere. And
Yeah.
I sold packaging to companies, so Fortune 500 companies like Sharon Plow and Exxon and Porsche North America were some of my clients. But I was selling DVD packaging, video packaging, and all that was going online. So
Wow.
2006, I was like, uh, you can't play, can't beat them, got to join them. So I closed up that part of my business and went to work for somebody else for a couple of years and thought, I'm tired of the taxes. I'm tired of the forms. I'm tired of all the stuff that you
Mhm.
do as a business owner. And I thought, I'll let somebody else deal with that. But I discovered over the course of time that I was really kind of almost unemployable.
You had no other choice but to start your own business.
Exactly, exactly. But I did happen to, then 2008 hit, all that. I'm trying to make this quick because I know we don't have all day.
That's all right.
So 2010, I was introduced to a digital marketing, an owner of a digital marketing company, and he was looking for an account exec. And I was like, I can do that. Didn't know anything. I knew, how to get my mail and I knew how to do stuff, but I didn't know anything. But I knew how to take care of customers and I knew marketing and I knew sales and I knew all the back end of that part because the other
Mhm.
stuff you can learn, which I did.
Right.
So in 2013, I'd been learning and asking questions and doing all this stuff. So then in 2013, I got laid off because I wasn't technical enough.
Mm.
So I'm like, what he didn't realize for the last 3 years, I'd been becoming technical. So a friend needed a website and, I offered to build it for him, which I was like, what have I just gotten myself into? But he was patient. He paid me, and then I did it for another friend and another friend, and I just really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the marketing behind it. I can't
Mm.
tell you that I enjoy playing with plugins, but and I'm not a coder, but I do know marketing and I do know how all of that works. So,
Right.
8 years later, here we are. So that's
Wow.
kind of it in a nutshell, but you kind of got to, kind of go through the backstory before you get to the now story. So
Yeah, to the now story. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
No, but that's a great story. Sometimes we do become unemployable and we have to then take that step. So I tell people, no excuses, because excuses don't make results. You do. So
yeah,
you got to
exactly.
plow forward and starting your own business. So that's that's a brave move.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was one of those things where in 94, it was just like, it was a smart thing to do. It was like, because I was getting nothing else from the relationship other than, I enjoyed the people I work with. I liked them a lot, but, you know, why not?
Yeah, why not? Exactly. So I see, like, in your bio that you have, it's make their marketing simple. And we as business owners, oh gosh, do we struggle, of trying to get our marketing done. But, if it could be so simple, it would be wonderful.
Yeah.
So tell us about your different programs, how you help entrepreneurs or business owners make their marketing simple.
Yeah, well, having said the backstory,
Mhm.
being a non-technical person in a technical world, I learned it from the non-geeky, non-technical side. So I had to teach myself how to do things and I had to figure out myself how things worked without knowing the big technical terms because I didn't get it. It's like calling the plants in your yard by the Latin names instead of flowers. So, that was kind of, it was a little bit of a self-preservation
Mhm.
and then I had to start learning. So what I've discovered as my company has grown and my clients have grown is that I hear this all the time and I hate marketing. I hate marketing. I hate marketing. And it's like, it's not that you hate marketing, it's that you don't understand the strategy behind it. And there's so much out there for the small business owner that it can get confusing and overwhelming if you don't know what you're doing. And there's
Mhm.
always, that shiny object syndrome that they talk about because there's always something better and brighter out there. And
Right.
I think that's part of where we go as business owners is we get caught up in that there's something better and brighter out there. So, oh my goodness, this program over here does X. I need X.
Well,
Well,
because it's flashy,
yeah,
and so,
exactly.
quick and
Exactly.
simple, and we're like, okay, I want that.
Yeah. But so what happens is you don't give Y long enough time to learn. So then
Mhm.
you move to X, and now all of a sudden you're like, well, Y didn't work. Now X isn't working. And so let me go find Z
Right.
because Z's got to work. So it just, I think we turn ourselves into confusion
Right.
because we're just constantly looking for something that's better out there where a lot of times it's just if we take a step back and simplify it and say, you know what, this is my end goal, this is where I want to go, and this and this and this is going to get me there. And if I keep like taking all these road detours, I might get there eventually, but it's going to take me a little longer.
Yeah, it takes a little longer.
Yeah.
And And it oftentimes takes us as entrepreneurs a little longer, is that's because we want to be perfect. We want to make sure
Absolutely.
that everything is just the way it's supposed to be. It's all
Yes.
pretty, it's not messy. And so we struggle with just putting it out there just to get it out there rather
Right.
than wait till everything looks great.
Right.
So, what do you say to those entrepreneurs who, or business owners, who struggle with perfection when it comes to marketing?
I'm gonna give you permission not to be perfect. You have my permission today because, and I remember years ago, I laughingly call it when I got married, somebody gave me really good advice and they said, you know, you can drive yourself into a tizzy getting ready for a wedding for a lot of people. And weddings are these big extravaganza things, but nobody will but you will know when you walk down the aisle what isn't done.
Right.
And that's kind of like what our marketing is. We can, and I told somebody this the other day. I said, there's this concept of something called A/B testing. Well, marketers made that up to keep us from having to be perfect, because why have A/B testing if everybody's going to put everything out perfect? So you put something out to the world and you tweak it and you fine tune it, and that language may change, things may change, and that's okay. Just get it out there, because if you're hiding what your message is and you're keeping it to yourself because it's not perfect,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? It's never going to get out there. We're never gonna feel like we have perfect photos. We're never gonna, I'm guilty of this. I'll go take photos when I've lost another 20 pounds,
Right.
but just put them out there now. Who cares?
Yeah.
So yeah, and we can make a lot of money by being good enough.
Right.
We don't
Yeah.
have to be perfect.
And that's one of the struggles that entrepreneurs do have, and individuals who are not entrepreneurs, is that thought of perfection,
Yeah.
because oftentimes we it comes from childhood in some aspects, come from school where your teacher says make sure you do everything just right
Yeah.
to get that A.
That
And so we're
100.
ingrained in us to be
Yeah.
perfect, or want to be perfect, as perfect as we can. But when it comes to a business owner, sometimes you, like you said, you just kind of have to go out there. But
Yeah.
that's still that fear that if I go out there, will they come? The phrase, if you
Sure.
build it, will they come? So what do you say
Sure.
for individuals who are struggling with their marketing, and maybe they've got something done, like maybe created their logo, but they're not happy with it. So they're like, I'm not going to put it out there just yet. What do you say to those individuals?
Go ahead and put it out there, because it's there's a lot to be said for branding. There's a lot to be said for making everything consistent, and there's a lot of truth to that, and making sure it represents you and all of that. But if you're worrying about something, as maybe you don't have quite the right font or something like that, 9 times out of 10 people aren't going to notice. you
Mm,
know I've had a couple of people say, oh, I like your logo, but nobody really notices it. And nobody says, well, let's call igniting your business. They say, let's call Lori. So as long as you are true and you know what your message is, and you can stay true to your brand, your personal brand, then I think that's the more important thing, especially for small business owners, for solopreneurs, because they're going to know us. They're
right.
not going to know the name of the company or what color our logo is. And for goodness sakes, don't just, like, it drives me crazy to see, for somehow women have gotten the idea that they only can wear one color.
The one that looks good on them.
Yeah, this is my signature color. Well,
No.
no, don't just do that. And I laugh because I used to have, this has been a while, a somebody that I knew, their signature color was yellow.
Ooh.
Yeah. And in my mind, every time I'd see her, I'd say, here comes Big Bird.
Because she's wearing yellow.
Yeah, we're a touch of it, but you don't have to. Anyway, that's something that's kind of the glamour don'ts that a lot of small business owners get into. We can only wear red, or we can only wear blue, or we can only wear purple,
Yeah.
or we can only wear whatever.
No.
Be you. Yeah,
Yeah,
be you.
exactly. So, what do you say for those individuals who are struggling with marketing on social media, such as the new platforms,
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok, and I'm sure there's more out there? They've probably got down Facebook, maybe, and LinkedIn, but when it comes to those other social media um, platforms, what's the best way for individuals to market that way, or is it different than Facebook.
Yeah, well, they're all different. They're, which is which is part of the challenge. But it goes back to a couple of things that we said. Number one is don't try to be everywhere because you're not going to be everywhere, and don't try to be perfect. In spite of the Instagram airbrushes and all the kind of stuff that you see out there, the most important thing, and it's funny because I say this all the time, because marketers say this all the time, and I say, you're going to roll your eyes, but it's true. Figure out who your ideal client is. And there's a reason why marketers say that the very first thing is we want you to identify who your ideal client is that you work with. I call them your dream client. Because your dream client is not only, a woman in her 50s, blah, 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 but she's somebody who's willing, ready, and able to pay you.
Yes.
I put that part in there too about an ideal client, because if they aren't able to pay you, they're not an ideal client.
Right.
But so the key thing with social media is you want to find out who your ideal client is, and you want to find out where they are, because each of the different platforms really has a more of a target audience.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you can determine where you want to be. So if you are, for example, if you're a woman who is a health coach and your clients are women who want to lose weight, videos on YouTube, searches on YouTube for women, weight loss and makeup tips are the top 2 searches on YouTube, which is the second largest search engine behind Google. So if you're someone who is a health coach that helps women lose weight, you should be doing videos all day long. And you might even want to consider doing TikTok because video is strong there. Facebook may not be where your client is, or LinkedIn may not be where your client is. But for you in corporate that talks to people more that are in corporate, LinkedIn all day long.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah.
go where your clients are.
Yeah, those are the ones that are not on Facebook.
Yeah. Or if they are, their parents
It's
or
for personal.
grandparents. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's for personal. It's not for business at all.
Right.
Um, so next question is that perfection that we talked about earlier. How does that really hamper us as business owners, as corporations, businesses, anyone doing marketing? How does that perfection get in the way of getting things done?
Yeah, it stifles you, and it keeps you from being creative, because if you're trying to do everything just so and everything perfect, number one, you're looking for an impossible standard. Unless you roll a perfect game, or if you're a baseball fan, you pitch a perfect game, which are rare, you know, then perfect. Really, there's very few things in the world that are perfect. And to think that we're going to be perfect in our message or perfect in what we put out there is really kind of unrealistic for us. So it really stifles our creativity by trying to do that. And there's a lot of psychology behind perfectionism, and
Mhm.
fear of imposter syndrome and fear of success and all that. There's a lot underneath that, and sometimes you just have to take a big gulp and just do it.
Yeah.
Just put it out there. What's the worst that's going to happen? you know
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. And unfortunately, some people still struggle with, oh, just taking that leap of faith and just
absolutely.
going out there and it's, failing into or
Right,
falling into whatever you want to without not falling
right.
on your
Yeah.
face, but you're falling into progress.
You're falling into progress. And I find, because my primary part of my business is websites. And I find that when I have clients that are stalling with trying to put their website out there, because it usually boils down to they haven't quite figured out from a business perspective what they want to do. And sometimes that's a bigger challenge than being perfect or putting things out there. But if they're stalling about because this word or this word or this word's wrong, then it's like, no, let's get it out there, and then we can always go back and change it.
Right,
But
exactly.
there's a lot of underlying reasons why that can be happening.
Underline, yeah, exactly. So, Lori, what's the best form of marketing for individuals? When they're trying to make that decision of, they're starting a business or they've already started and things are not working. What advice would you give individuals of number one, how to start, and number two, if they started and it's not working, what should they do?
If it started not working, then their messaging is wrong. Their ideal client, maybe they're not hitting the pain points hard enough, because we all know that marketing involves solving a problem.
Mhm.
What you're telling people, and you're when you're talking about your product, then you want to solve a problem for your clients or your future clients. And the best thing that you can do is just go out face to face. Don't get caught up in the business cards or the logos or the websites or all of that stuff yet, because invariably you're going to change. Go out and meet people and say your message and try it out on people, because it's going to change, especially if you're a new business owner. You're going to change, you're going to tweak, and you're going to figure out what's working or figure out what's not working. And why go spend several $1,000s on a website when what you're doing may change? So I know I'm a little bit of a rebellion in my market, in my industry, but it's the truth. It's for what we do, what I do. It's I don't want to take your money and then have to change it all over again in 6 months, because you've changed everything, and that will happen. It happened for me. So
Yeah. Yeah, we all go through that because, when you're first starting your business, you've got these ideas and then you're like, oh, I love that. But then as you start to grow and develop, then you're like, oh, does that really fit what I want or what I know I really want?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or, you may make the prettiest size 20 women's shoes in the world, but there may only be 2 people that can fit those shoes. So that may not be a good market. So you really want to find out what do you have? What do you offer that's different? And what is your voice? How can you present this in a different way? There's, and I go back to health coaches a lot, because there's a lot of health coaches in the world.
Right.
And some of them do different things. But if you're a weight loss coach, there's a bazillion weight loss coaches out there.
Mhm.
But what is your story? What is your success that's going to make you different from my success or my story? And it, all you got to do is tell that story, because somebody may resonate with that story and say, that's exactly my problem. I
Mhm.
can't lose weight because I love Nestle's Crunch Bunch just like you do. You know? So
Yep. Or Kit Kat,
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
just saying.
Just saying. Yeah.
Just
Not
saying.
that I'd ever know that.
Right. So, Lori, thank you so much for sharing all the great information. For those that are listening, I mean, marketing is extremely important for your business because that it sort of resonates with people and they start to know who you are based upon what not necessarily your colors, but your logo and things of that nature. So I think that's very, very helpful for those that are listening.
Yeah,
So
concentrate on your message.
yeah,
Concentrate.
and those pain points, and we often struggle with
Yes.
what's truly the pain. It's not what we think the pain is; it's
Mhm.
what the pain that your client or customer is
Right.
experiencing.
Right.
And until we can dig deep into that, you'll just be spinning your wheels.
Right. Right.
So, if someone wants to work with you, Lori, what would they get if they decided to? Like they're listening now, and they're like, "I need Lori to help me today."
Sure. Well, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, where are you in your business? because I want to make sure that if we're going to work together, it's something that's going to be mutually beneficial for both of us.
Right.
Because I want to make sure that it's something that I can help you do. And I talk to clients about being a fit.
Mhm.
But yeah, they can reach me on my website of ignitingyourbusiness.com. Or social media, LinkedIn. I'm in all the places. But that's in spite of what I say, marketers kind of have to be in all the places. But yeah,
Yep.
that's the
Okay.
best ways to meet me.
Igniting your business. So I'm putting that in the chat along with your Instagram and your
Perfect.
LinkedIn profile so that people can connect with you. Any parting words for the audience who, as I said, could be new or
Yeah.
struggling with marketing? What would you be your advice for those
Yeah.
individuals who may need your services?
Sure. Think about what your end goal is. Think about why you want to be in business. What do you want to make the goal of your business? And retrofit it backwards. Go start with the end game in mind and come backwards. And don't get caught up in perfection. Don't get caught up in everything just being just right, because good enough will make you a lot of money.
Yes. Done is better than perfect.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I need to put that on a t-shirt, you know,
I know, really.
because I say it all the time. Done is better than perfect, but
Absolutely.
absolutely. So I've got your website out there, Lori, ignitingyourbusiness.com, your LinkedIn, and your Instagram. I don't see any comments in the chat. So I want to thank you for joining me
You're
today
welcome.
and sharing your wonderful message. And it's just an honor and pleasure to get to connect with you again
I know,
after we had a face to face.
totally fun, totally fun. Yes, yes. And we, we're just such serious people.
Yeah. Well,
My
the audience
face
needs to
hurts
be,
when I
yeah,
talk
the
to you.
audience needs to be serious about their business because marketing can either make or break your business.
Yes. But it can
Now,
also
there are
be
people
fun.
that do succeed with little marketing, but they've got
Yes.
a huge following from social media and they don't really need that. So,
Yeah.
but if you're kind of like us, you need some marketing.
Right here.
Go to ignitingyourbusiness.com to connect with Lori, and she will definitely take care of you for any marketing issues or concerns. So, you do websites. What all do you
Marketing
do?
strategy. I work privately one-on-one with clients to walk through all of this, and we talk about what they need, and kind of work on a direction. I help them navigate the scary world of marketing. And I do have, if somebody wants to chat with me directly, they can go to chatwithlori.com and schedule
Okay,
some
let's
time with
put that
me.
in there.
Yeah, I kind of forgot
Chatwithlori.com.
about that. Like the
I think you forgot about that, Lori.
I know. We were talking. We were laughing. I forgot.
So go to chatwithlori.com and you can still connect with her. So thank you
Absolutely.
so much, Lori. And all I can say is, for those that are listening, if you need marketing help, go to Lori. I've been there, done that, screwed up things, and then had to redo it. So, you know, go to Lori so you don't be spending a lot of unnecessary money
Right.
and doing something that you will regret later on. So she's the
Thank you.
lady that can help you, and she's, I know Lori really well, and I know that she can provide those services that you are looking for. So thank you so much for joining me, Lori. And for those that are listening, we'll see you next Thursday on Talk with Dr. Linda Jordon. Um, so have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye bye.